This little girl is wearing makeup. You're shoved in your mouth by a bunch of people. Makeup done, she was brought into the room when the woman led the middle-aged man in. The little girl was crying. But whatever comes, comes. After the door closed, the child's 7-bar shout echoed, but then overwhelmed by the excitement of the neighborhood, the red light days later. She banged on the door screaming for her mother's name. This girl has been crying for 3 days and was beaten badly. A young girl came to see her boss. Please don't beat her again. If he dies, you're in the closet. Then I'll take it home. Don't do anything, call the Gangubai. The next day, a luxury black car to the neighborhood. In the car is a noble woman, dressed in pure white, full of gorgeous jewelry on her body, power and wealth. Not afraid of one. When you get out of the car, everyone gladly bowed Gangubai into the room. The baby is tied up with a chain. She opened the window, went out and gave the child a glass of water. The stubborn baby is lying. But after the Gangubai say gentle words, they also drink. She immediately begged to be released, my dear. Once in this city there is no road. Back there was a girl like you. He was beaten and hanged by his own family. I know she was sold by her husband. Gangubai laughed. That guy made me the wife of the world. She can't help but remind you of yourself. Then you tell the child. Why did I become the boss of this neighborhood? And here's the villain's past. Ganga is the son of a noble family. My father is a lawyer. I can't tell you what I'm doing. She's one of the few women. They get a full education. Her lover is a handsome guy named Ramnik. It's my dad's job. You know you have a passion for acting. I tricked you into leaving the house to the capital to realize the dream of being Sao. On the train, he seduces you. Give him all the jewelry you carry. He assured her that everyone would forgive him. The sudden decision, I'll be proud to see you on screen. Nick took her to a dirty house. There's a bunch of women all dressed up. Sleeping at night makes you feel that something is wrong. He convinced her that this was his aunt's house. And she teaches actors at night. And told you to wait here for him to meet Baji. Suddenly 2 men appeared. Makes you quite shiver. Should run to find a lover. I came into the room and saw a fat woman claiming to be Ranik's aunt. It was called Villa and asked her to go to the next room and find him. Just walked into the dark room, then all the doors are shut. She was terrified, screaming for help. But the only thing that answered her was darkness. Silence. 2 days later, Silas and 2 men walked into the room. You've been on a hunger strike for days to resist. The old lady said she had no face to go back to. Her lover sold her for 1,000 groups. Calculate the current price. Not as good as an iPhone 14. You guys, she was betrayed and sold by her lover. Your dim hope has been extinguished. After 6 days here, you've been assigned the label by default. Whore at the Via's brothel. Even going home will be abandoned. You are forced to adjust to a new life. You're no longer protesting. That night, she stood in front of the brothel for the first time to invite guests. Cross the road. You act unconsciously with your eyes closed. Desperate, full of resignation. A middle-aged man saw her. Call you in to untie the stamp. This is your first guest. Bitch Scylla stepped in to call Gunga. The customer was very satisfied and gave a lot of money. She said, don't call me Gunga anymore. And we'll use the new name that Kia Dwarf called her. One day, you're going to be the CAI of this neighborhood. When she gave money to Goku's gang, burn it on a burning candle to cremate Cho Ganger. It's all changed since that night. Time passed. Just a year later. Bully has become the star of the brothel. She serves many wealthy clients and was given a lot of valuable jewelry. You can also give gold earrings to your colleagues. It's just a little trifle, Kami. Let's see in just 5 years. I'll buy back this whorehouse plus Scylla. Please come back and urge us to go to work. We're not going to work today. And they're going to the movies with this guy. Please serve the guests. I'm a girl tonight for the day off. Hurry up, kids. It's time for Aunt Silas to go to work. Please spicy out facial, but thanks to bullies earn a lot. Nun kung kang lam ggg. Bilalain hu tian h ko ggc. Though my sai rawing goi gigi try. Jate 9. Ko mtg and ng xeng zc si chiti arc si sai vui. Kind si archti ko chu. Si kap le gvv ilion hon tat. Vasi tuyan bien rang hamne h sai gigi try. Chikang fag vien yanang. Saugiki via. Kong uko via arch tmdn. Vng ggc zem bien fim si thine ton. Bun h vien noi qg vui via vvi now. Cho hin ki ko mtc gavao. Nha gang uvit halatha cho bien. Sikam ukang kn ggccm zfc. Bui kung kontian chen jahun dsn and blai lao. Hu cmt lin trong. Mung rang jahun sn the cho h. mdlse sao. Ko mtg and mt mui hung tun nong in tc. Goi gnp gang ukan offerterv gnp goi sbtion. Gca Silanoi Tan Nako Jiko Kangbin. Konan Gugi Hansai Kang. Silang Thivitha Hai Hung. Bo Si Chohan Bao. Vabiti Tun Thuk H Sai Rang Goe Muag and Cho M. Vilagangule Fi Dy Sai Fag Vian Catch. Henepsi Vau Gok Tichiang. Remok Chatian Vacu Sung Ji Lan Ban. Gangu Thivsd Hai Gisila GCSU CU. Nhangam Bining Goe Hang QG Seng Koe. Trong Fong Ji and Anghan GPCMT Cash D Man. Ting Q Siu Kine Si Na They Niba Kin Yong. Sila Kung Chi Hangai Vieb GPCK Din Tha. Nhang Vien Kang Cho Gi Tun Thuk HCAM Chen. Ingay Ham Sao Kong Uin Chi MBXT Young Tran Gung. VVIGG Yang MTBM Chante Baranant. Gian 20 Viet Kawai Bang. Sila Raviev Hang Teek. Noi Rang Lam Ganeluan Kori Ro Cow. DWSNCS Union Cho VBTHU Eng the Hyen Quine Lux CM Dun MT Kim Galu Shan. Sila Tang Na the Law Ko the D Cho CMT by HCC. Hanging Gukle. HIO Nele Kankine Cho Si Quite Tam Turk Mchen. Viet Anton CAG and Ang. T Hum Queta Giban Cia Gangu Cho Bithin. Lam Viak Cho Rahim Lala. To La Ang Tram Mafia Hung HU Bombay. Nhang Le Vien Kung Nyan TIC. VGGCCA GGVNSS Kang G Viet Thong Cup HEI Fak Gangu. Quite Hunum TM. Sitin TM GNP Rahim. G Tm Le Kang LS Choban then. CTGG Thiu Mchen Lam Viak T Na They Rohim UCSU Sai Thung Thou VNG. Sikai K Ra SS Tun Rikio Shik Kon Sia Chi Zhong. Rohim Kung and Gi Trong Fat Chuk. An Hyung Long Ter Chak SS MDN MCA Kong Wu. Nun Cho Gihan Kan Meter Chak Na They Nyi. Vachu Sian Picho Sitian HIO Tro. Kong Munoi Si King Fi Vian Chian. Hainan Na Namon Kwadi Gian a Try. Gi Rahim Sisi Han Na They Nyi La MT and Shang GPG. Ninheba Meiji Si Galu Shan Traugu. Hang Ngiam Chagisi Sach the Silati Bao. GVF Ukia Layan Tin TMC. Thisi Ma Kong Wu Chaji Balailau Kung Jihin. Raja Gianpi for Lane. Hentaji Chuan Ba SNAN Sang Jiderv Tian Ri. Tipthio. Sibo Mechi Shuem Hinbo Chog Gisia Rahim. Kansi Thus Sai Thung Hin Kan Fong Tun Kon Kia. Ches Nan Gigi Tan. Silam Viak Mechi Gay Villa. Kon Koi BT Vina House Land GLSN at Ting La Het. Ingay LSI Ko Rahim Vug Gisia. Phi Konsuzi Gigi Kohan Na They Nyi. Kuan MT Tran AG Sat Ki. Cho Yen MG Nipi Tung Siak A Relai Tun Ko Rawing Going. Ingator Chak MT Tung Rahim Tin Hen MT Tran Thea San Thuchit. Kai Louis Cien Bibo Hen Fen. Chik Kung Kang Hang Teek. Sao Ko DD Coat Risai Ji Gangu Tite XLS. Mao Kia SB Tian Ma Ti Hang GGC Non Sigait Lai Shik Vong Si Regile MT Chide Dien. CM Chen. Hon Ton Han B Villa VSC the Zak Lane Tin Thine. Kang Lao Salbaji Lamban Neng. Kong Gangu DGISS Bo K Siang and Kan Tigia. Gig Hen X Chung Kuk Jibachik Sia Na They Nyi. Gian Ba San Si GGI Vien Tian Ne. Terchaki Lan Bantha. Kong Kang Chubung SB Tai SN and CAM Kong U Quite Hun. Chia TDCCACICAM Cho MGI. Kong Then Chalai Le Chim Cha Koati Nasi. Mine Ziva Ba M Talai MTT. Tati Hamne. Kong Wu Chin Thick Turk Thanchik Cia Na They Nyi. Vacha Ko CMGI Kong and Gon Vam DN. Jibo Via Kukshu MCAM Chen. Sikoak Lan Mchen Bien Sari Mao Tring. Turk Than MT Gangapai Gi Kian Trung. Kasi Bun Sianch. Sat Hanoi Ko Goitian Bokeh. The Sija K Hai Tun Rahim. Henji Kugi Jung Dinli. Lam and Hung Cho GCA Bit Chayan Nake. MYMGIK Zong. Show you talking Koluat Chun now. Ingoi Viak Hung Lan Chin HU Choban Then Gang Cho Si Bataluat Chun. MT Lavi and KO Mao Vang Ji Wile Kim Tian. To Lavi and KO Mao Shen Thuk GCGT Quian Sin. Siba the Chit Khan Hun Wile Chun Yuing Gakne. HIO Naji Lam Gang Go by Arch TCM Yang. Sao Ko CG Kiarakai Jabing 10 Kai iPhone 14. GFT Ba Chuak Then Cho Siba. Risai Giki Siba Viena and Toning Gay Trong Kiem. Kang Lao Sao Ko. Kong Wujifi Long. A young man named Afghanistan just moved to the city. He was invited to make clothes for her. I met a beautiful person for the first time. And actively so. Purple-faced Thai guy. Heart beating, legs trembling. It's been a long time since you felt passionate. It's a man. With charm and the ability to manipulate psychologically. Naive boy. It's easy to fall in love with Gangubai. Straight boy teased by Gangubai all the time. The two of you became more and more intimate. This is also when the county elections are about to take place. Except for making money in the underworld. You need real power in the outside world. I can protect my sisters. But her main rival is Ragya. Has been on hiatus for 2 years. A woman with the ugliness of a man. He is called the messenger of God. She told her subordinates to spread the word everywhere. That Gangubai rescued the 14-year-old. And take it home safely. To strengthen its credibility. But want to lobby for the election. There must be a lot of budget. So that night she went to see her twin brother Rahim. I thought you came to borrow money. But you just convinced him. Cooperate in selling alcohol at his brothel. At that time Rahim refused. I don't want my brother to be a wine dealer. But after hearing intentions and aspirations, I want to improve the lives of girls who sell flowers. He decided to be your partner. I also gave you my car. Besides her feelings and the young guy. More and more passionate. The guy who confessed to the Gangubai. And you also responded. Then the two of you were together. When they went out in the car, they gave dog food to the driver. After saying goodbye to his lover, Gangubai is coming home, was stopped by the Ragians. They forced her to meet Ragya at 6 o'clock in the morning, but she didn't listen and chased them away. I have come to your place and dare to speak out. The next morning, Brazilla calls police to Dubai gang brothel. Demolition and 6 control. The police chief warned her she would go to jail if they find alcohol here. She calmly responded by putting money in her mouth and tell him to leave. Like a good dog, he and his soldiers withdrew after receiving bribes. When Gangubai goes to breakfast, Brazilian to threaten and humiliate Gangubai and invited her to his talk. The Queen of Heaven has the wrong person. Gangubai responded by giving the person directly to the theater fall 10. A lot of film roles. Pick the right time for the Ragya to show for the whole county. Watch for free, then go to the opponent alone to provoke. Looks like you've won half. It's a beautiful morning. Gangu is exercising on the roof. She found a little girl locked in a cage. Gangubai realized this is Kusum's son, a girl in her brothel. She's only 15 years old. If bad men come here and see it, then his life seems to go away. She's at the age of marriage. If you can't marry him, kill him. But no one's going to take the oil from the red light district. After talking to the baby's mother, she decided to take the dowry and ask for this girl's wedding. The boy you're targeting is no one else. It's your lover. Of course you refuse. But for your family, I can't resist the temptation of material things. They agreed to this marriage. Lug gloves Dubai prepare to leave Afghanistan follow her into the car. Why did you do that? If I were in your position, I would do the same. But I want you to be happy. That's what I want. I can't be your lover for the rest of my life. We're forever. It's impossible for the language itself to come together. And his marriage is the trump card. Let you in. The election is fast. The biggest wedding in the neighborhood. Gangubai stood upstairs watching. The one I love. Being with your new wife is very painful, but for the benefit of all women here, you are forced to sacrifice your happiness. The next day the election results were announced. The winner with no other eye is Gangubai. You brought down Ragya and officially stepped onto the political stage of the Supreme. She gave a very powerful and persuasive speech in front of all the women in the city. The next morning, a girl came to greet her to see her mother. Maybe she forgave me. Make Gangubai remember his family again. After 12 years of being lost, she decided to call home, but she got her mother's insensitive words. Your father is also dead. Before death, he refused to drink holy water because it has a name like yours. Then hastily hung up the machine. It hurts you so much. To the festival honoring the goddesses, her best friend reported that she was 3 months pregnant and decided to have a baby. After the festival, when the work is done, she went to meet Rahim and to other politicians to talk about the brothel issue. It has a bad impact on the surrounding school. Rahim knows this is just an excuse. Raw officials for the purpose of clearing this land. They want to build skyscrapers for profit. They want to buy Rahim. He tore off the secretary's shirt and threw him out. Rahim warns the bullies. The school board is about to take you to court. You have to win this fight. Let me worrying about the land. The next morning, the school and parents protested, demanding to disband the neighborhood and want to end the smokeless industry here. If successful, then all your efforts will be in a cloud of smoke. The Gangubai is not afraid. You decided to attack. She leads Theo the children growing up in the brothel. Go to the principal of the school. This Catholic wants to register for girls to study. Of course, the school doesn't accept it. They grew up in a whorehouse. They also have the right to education. And I'll make sure they get it, father. Imagine, if one of them becomes a doctor, lawyers or engineers, their destiny will change. The journalist next to me agreed. Gangu has completely overwhelmed the difficult principal. The journalist arrived that morning. Ferry is a famous reporter. It's a big influence in the media. I want to interview and photograph Gangubai because I admire what you do. While we're talking, the girls you sent to school came back early. He was beaten and kicked out by the teacher. Gangubai asked the journalist, take pictures of yourself and the kids and put it in a magazine. Let the whole world know about this injustice. 2 days later, the gang's best friend Gangubai, you've been in the brothel ever since, fell seriously ill and did not survive after giving birth to her child. And everyone gathered around her, talk about memories from when you were alive. Sitting across from her is annoying. She's holding the girl's newborn baby. Another day, Fairy came to find Gangubai and brought her some good news. Her image of the same name has Lanra everywhere. I also let you know, I've proposed the topic of education for prostitutes with the committee and encouraged her to attend a women's rights conference in Ayad City. Tomorrow she is quite worried. I know I have to speak in front of a lot of people. But under the support, your sister has decided to give a fairy talk. I have a speech ready for you. Why are you doing all this for me? Because Gangubai memorized the manuscript before getting in the car. But when you get on stage, you just read a sentence that tore it apart. You should still speak the truth. She made the whole crowd laugh, but also very determined to make my point. She's demanding equality and respect for this profession. With strong arguments, you've won the audience's approval. You denounce? Red light district women don't have basic human rights. Even now their homes are being robbed. So I'm not going to leave women in the red light district to get lost at the top of the road. Their children must have the right to education. The whole room stood up for you. That's why her reputation is improving. After that speech, a local politician came to see her to find support for his party. In return, they'll arrange for you to meet the Supreme Court and Prime Minister of India to solve the red light district forced evictions. Before going to the capital, Gangubai was extremely tense. Kathiawadi, you said that. It's been 15 years since we left this neighborhood. What stopped you? You always hope one day you will meet the man who sold you here. But I hope you never see him again. Because the day you saw him again, from Gangubai she will return to Gangur. The fire that makes you fight for others will be extinguished. Forget the past and look to the future. Then she went to the Prime Minister's office. After the presentation, you get straight to the point. Convinced him to legalize prostitution. Of course you are. If society exists, prostitution will exist. There are innocent girls out there being sold. And there's people buying her back. All of their human rights were quickly taken away. Trust the law, it always protects the truth. What law? We are victims who are treated like criminals. Even the place is being taken away. In the end, no matter how hard you are, you have to be soft in front of the tears of the strong woman. After all you've done that you used to yearn for, that is, give dignity to women in the wrong places and teach them how to breathe in stifling cages. Despite her dream of becoming an actor, not become a reality, but your life, it's a monumental and unique film. A brave woman with a grim fate. I've overcome the pain to smile in my own way. The movie is over. Like and subscribe to our channel to support us. Don't forget to ring the alarm. Don't miss the next great video. Hello and see you later.